You are trying to use the bathroom in private. This is, apparently, not allowed. There is a nose wedged in the door gap. Two eyes, serious, unblinking, fixed on your face from 30 centimeters away. Your dog followed you from the kitchen, past the sofa they were perfectly comfortable on, to sit here and watch you with the focused intensity of someone who's been assigned your personal security detail and is not taking it lightly. You close the door. A paw appears underneath it, one slow, mournful exhale. Most people laugh at this. Almost nobody stops to ask what is actually happening inside their dog's brain. What ancient system is firing? What the closing of that door is communicating to a nervous system shaped not in your house, but across tens of thousands of years of living alongside a species your dog's ancestors had every reason to fear. Here's what the science says. This is not clinginess. It is not bad training. What your dog is doing, the following, bathroom surveillance, the migration to your side of the bed, is the expression of a bond that is neurochemically, genetically, and evolutionarily real. A bond that operates through the same biological systems as the attachment between a human mother and her newborn infant produces measurable changes in both your brains simultaneously and was written into the domestic dog genome across a process that began at least 15,000 years ago and has not stopped since. Most people still reach for the same explanation. Dogs follow you because you provide food, warmth, and shelter. The behaviour is instrumental. It's about resources. This explanation has surface plausibility. It is also, the data now tell us, deeply insufficient. Dr. Lisa Horn at the Messerli Research Institute in Vienna published a study in PLOS 1 in 2013, testing dogs on an unsolvable puzzle box under 3 conditions: owner present, stranger present, and alone. If following were purely resource-motivated, warm and treat-dispensing stranger should produce identical effects to the owner. They did not. Dogs persisted longer and showed lower stress indicators specifically when their owner was present. Horn's team called this a safe haven effect, not a resource effect. That distinction changes everything. The framework that makes sense of this was developed for human infants, not dogs. John Bowlby, working at the Tavistock Institute in London across the 1960s and 70s, developed attachment theory, the idea that infants are biologically primed to form a specific bond with a primary caregiver, not for food, but for nervous system regulation. The caregiver is a safe base. Their presence organises the infant's stress response. In 2005, Dr. Josef Topal at the Research Centre for Natural Sciences in Budapest administered Mary Ainsworth's Strange Situation Protocol, the gold standard infant attachment test, to adult dogs, published in the Journal of Comparative Psychology. The results were precise. Dogs showed exactly the profile of securely attached human infants: relaxed exploration when the owner was present, distress specifically oriented toward the exit when the owner left, rapid settling upon reunion, using that contact as a platform to re-engage with the environment. The stranger, no matter how warm or generous, did not produce this regulatory effect. The calming was owner-specific. This is not about what you provide. It is about who you are. In 2015, a study in Science, one of the most selective journals in existence, changed the conversation permanently. Dr. Miho Nagasawa at Asabu University in Japan measured urinary oxytocin, the neuropeptide central to social bonding across mammals. Before and after, owners and dogs interacted freely. Mutual gaze between a dog and their owner produced a significant oxytocin spike in both the human and the dog simultaneously. The longer the gaze, the larger the spike in both parties. This is the same neurochemical loop that operates between a human mother and her newborn during face-to-face contact. It is the biological signature of the mother-infant bond, and domestic dogs have acquired the capacity to activate it through eye contact with a human. Nagasawa confirmed this is species-specific by running the same protocol with human-raised wolves. The wolves did not show the loop. The capacity is not a product of socialization. It is written into the genome, the result of thousands of years of selection. Every time your dog looks up at you, they are initiating a neurochemical exchange that raises oxytocin and suppresses cortisol in both of you simultaneously. The following behavior, the nose under the door, these are bond maintenance behaviors. Your dog is not surveilling you. Your dog is dosing both of you. How did a predator that competed with early humans for prey become an animal whose nervous system organizes itself around a specific person? In 2010, Dr. Bridget von Holt at Princeton University published a comprehensive genomic comparison of dogs and wolves in Nature. Dogs carry structural variants in a region of chromosome 6 that in humans is associated with Williams-Buren syndrome, a condition characterized by extreme social approach behavior, very low social fear, and a powerful drive to form bonds with strangers as readily as familiar individuals. People with Williams-Buren syndrome approach everyone. They find isolation almost unbearable. Von Holt's team proposed that domestication involves selection for exactly this hypersociability, that the animals who survived at the edges of early human settlements were not the strongest but the least afraid, the most oriented toward human contact, the most motivated to approach rather than flee. Over generations, this produced animals whose social brains were restructured around human proximity. The archaeological record adds emotional weight. In 2011, researchers at the prehistoric site of Předmostí in the Czech Republic reported in the Journal of Archaeological Science the discovery of a proto-dog skull dated to approximately 31,700 years ago, placed deliberately inside a human burial with a large bone fragment positioned carefully in the animal's mouth. 31,000 years ago, someone felt this relationship needed to be honored at the threshold of death. Whatever this bond was, it was already something. Here is where I need your full attention, because everything described so far exists on a spectrum, and the line between healthy attachment and clinical disorder is one that owners miss constantly. Separation anxiety hides in your absence. Your dog looks fine when you're home. The suffering lives in the gap you cannot see. Watch for destructive behavior targeted specifically at exit points, doors, windows, the area around your front entrance that does not occur in your presence. Dr. Nicholas Dodman at Tufts University Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine has documented cases of dogs fracturing teeth and lacerating paws, attempting to breach that barrier. This is panic, not misbehavior. Watch for repetitive, self-directed behaviors during your absence. Excessive licking of paws or flanks to raw skin. Persistent pacing of fixed routes. Dr. Georgia Mason at the University of Guelph has shown these stereotypes represent neurological entrenchment, a stress pathway worn so deep by repeated activation that it fires almost automatically. These are not bad habits. They are the signature of a nervous system that has been overwhelmed too many times. Watch for consistent indoor elimination only during your absence from an otherwise house-trained dog. This is not spite, it is sympathetic nervous system activation overriding voluntary control. Your dog is not punishing you. Your dog is suffering. And watch for the sign owners most consistently misread as sweetness, anticipatory anxiety. Before you even leave, yawning, lip-licking, lowered body posture the moment you pick up your keys. If your dog's nervous system is running threat surveillance while you're still present, the absence behavior is almost certainly severe. If you're seeing 2 or more of these signs, please seek a qualified veterinary behaviorist. Graduated desensitization, counter-conditioning, and where appropriate, veterinary pharmacological support are all effective. But this is medicine, not a training problem. The suffering is real, measurable, and treatable. The paw is still under the door. You know now what you couldn't quite name before. The animal on the other side is not neurotic or needy. Their nervous system was written around yours. The mutual gaze you share activates a bonding loop that neither of you consciously controls. Somewhere on chromosome 6, a structural variant made their ancestors approach rather than flee, and every generation since has refined that instinct into the specific, individual, neurochemically real bond your dog has with you. The paw under the door is 30,000 years old. Let them in. If something in this video reframed the way you see your dog, tell me in the comments. I read everyone. And if you want the real science behind the animal you love, subscribe to my channel. Next time, your cat is kneading your lap right now, and what that behaviour actually means neurologically is stranger and more moving than any version of the story you've heard. See you there.